Good morning or good evening, both are true, everybody, and fellow travelers on Steamship Earth. We are both here, both of us hearing at the same time.
Check it out.
Look at us doing our jobs.
Right.
We are awesomes. Let's see what's going on outside. Nothing. No, that's right.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking. All right. I am trying to decide. Yeah, you're here early. You're like here in time to see the opening credits and everything.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were gonna be late, so I figured
I was gonna be late too.
Yeah, so I figured I'd get up here, and I was like, oh shoot, like I'm a few minutes behind. I totally forgot about like the 5-minute credit roll. I'm like, oh, I should get that started, and then I saw it had already started. I'm like, oh, He's already here.
Totally.
So that worked out. I gotta finish an email really fast since I am now not the only person speaking.
Yarr.
Well, I'm replying to Viz while my mind is fresh with what I want to say.
I hate you. You're like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I was just figuring you were saying I hate you. So, you know.
No, why would I say?
I don't know. I'm just being funny.
Sorry, my brain's all like, wah! It's crazy today. It's wild. I think I got maybe like 3 hours of sleep last night. So that's probably also part of it.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's happening? It was crazy last night. Like it wasn't the thunder that was bad, it was the lightning. It was like constant lightning last night.
Constantly flashing in your room and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was like, and it was disturbing enough with all like the, like even with like the blinds drawn, it was just incredibly loud. Or not loud, like incredibly bright. It was loud for my eyeballs.
Right? This is too loud. My eyeballs don't like it.
So yeah, I'm going to work on that. And I'm going to work on probably some more of these pages. Just start cleaning up some of the sketches. It's going to be my goal to get these cleaned up, and I've got to place the 3D model in a few more panels.
Right?
That's what people say about my color palette. Hi JMB, what's up? How you doing? Just getting ready to get that link thrown out there on Twitter. I realize when I actually like promote on Twitter and Discord, I get like a lot more viewers. So I probably should do that. My analytics are looking really good lately compared to like the last 30 days. Like everything's doing really good.
Yeah.
I hope so I'm on the right Twitter account.
All right. I have to spin up Premiere, whether I like it or not.
Uh-oh.
I know, right? We hate Premiere.
I preferred Premiere over After Effects when I was doing.
Oh well, but After Effects
like,
is not designed to do the stuff that Premiere is designed to do. So.
Yeah. Well, that was the weird thing. Is like when I compiled like my 2D animations, I preferred to do it in Premiere for whatever stupid reason. I don't know why I did that. Like I just preferred like Premiere for a while, and now I just use like Filmora. I like Filmora. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. I guess I could say this is a draft. I probably shouldn't write this email when I'm sleepy.
Oh, don't work on a comic that will never get done.
Don't work on my comic that won't struggle with magic. That is feet. Oh, it'll get done. You just take your time. Like, there's no reason why you feel like you
eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Yes, I was just about to bring that up. Like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Mm-hmm. Dude, Jambi, I'm having to start over with chapter 1. I feel you. I feel like Godsbane is never going to get done either, but you just gotta find that moment and then, like, shoot your shot and just over time slowly work on it. It took me a year to finish chapter 1. And chapter 1 was only 47 pages. And it took me a year. Basically a page a week is what I was able to get done. And I felt really bad about that because I know when I'm working at my optimum, I can do up to 4 pages a week. But for just with life and everything that happened, I only got 1 page done a week, if that. That's technically 47 pages in a year isn't even 1 page a week. So there were quite a few weeks I missed it. So I wouldn't stress it. I really wouldn't stress it. It's not worth the mental energy to stress over how fast something gets done. Just work at your own pace. And if it's something you really love and enjoy, like doing that will pay itself back in spades because you'll actually like want to do what you're doing. Rather than making it feel like a chore and hating it because you're not following someone else's schedule. You know what I mean? So it's like just enjoy it and learn to enjoy the process, the journey, as they say. I'm kind of in a similar situation right now because I've been asked like some really interesting questions about like my own personal goals, and I don't have answers for them at the moment. And I'm like, I've never thought about that before. I'm like, oh, I have to think about this. Yeah, some of the questions I got back in this email were like, I have never thought about the answer to that question before. So just go with it. Just Leroy Jenkins that shit.
And not working like I wanted to. I don't know why it went vertical on me, but that's weird. I want to delete this sequence and restart it.
I started at 18 and I'm 32. What's your point?
Oh, dude. I'm 51.
I was gonna say, Guy is the perfect person to talk to about
I'm
this.
freaking 51. Born in 1972. I am an 80s kid through and through.
When did you start Tamerlane and
I started Tamerlane
and
in
Bellatrix? When did you start
2005, but I
those?
didn't start Bellatrix Rising until what? COVID. So 2020.
Yeah, and that's like the one that's doing like relatively pretty good on Global Comics.
It's doing really well, and it's doing better than I thought it would, and I'm like all impressed because really. So somebody posted this meme today. It wasn't a meme. They posted a letter from some artist who was like, dear MTV, thank you for making me, for nominating me for best male singer or whatever. He's like, however, respectively, I must decline because I only make my music really for me, and my muse is a fickle thing, and yada yada yada. And he's like, so I'm not going to go there because I don't really compete. And I thought, oh my God, that's me. I don't care if only 5 people read my comic. If I just want,
oh, that's wholesome. I just
want one person to love my comic as much as I love Star Trek. That's really pretty much it. And it's like, and my muse is super fickle, just like him. He's like, my muse is super fickle. I'm like, dude, mine is too. Like, can't even do that. It's so funny. When's the 16th? That's 6 days from now.
Next Wednesday. I only know that because I have a dentist appointment on Thursday. I'm not looking forward to it. I am so not looking forward to this dentist appointment. I hate the dentist. But I need this appointment really bad. I'm like really worried about my front teeth now.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that like the inner part, like the between my 2 front teeth, like I'm losing more tooth there. I can like see. I'm like afraid to brush it now. And so I'm like, well, I have to clean it. So I have like a soft brush now. And I'm like, can this week be over, please? Can I like be the next Wednesday, please? I can't get in any sooner unless it's like an emergency. So I'm just gonna set it. Like I'm in no pain yet. I'm like, please just don't be an infection.
I'm just like trying to figure out what this thing's doing.
I'm like, please just don't be an infection when I get there. Mouth, can you wait a week?
Right? I don't want to have to start doing implants up there. Dude. No idea.
Well, what would really suck is I'm sure whatever it is, it'll be salvageable. That part I'm not worried about. Is it going to be a root canal, or is it going to be a filling, or is it going to be a crown? Like, it'll be one of the three, and I'm hoping it's either a crown or a filling. Like, I don't even care if it's a crown because that's not paid for by insurance. Like, I'm happy to pay for it, but like, please, for the love of God, just do not be a root canal, like on my 2 front teeth. For the love of God, please.
Yeah, see, that's me too. People do like seeing pictures of Chang. She's somewhat popular. But yeah, it's the same thing for me, my friend. I hear that. Got people who are like, well, it's an intriguing story. I think it'll be better when I finish the first episode and you can see exactly what I'm after and what my mission statement is, sort of. You know?
The Miso! Oh my god, Miso, get down! No, ma'am. Please don't climb up there ever again. I have this like little, like, it's like a countertop, but like, it like juts out from the wall. And Miso, like I temporarily have like my packing boxes and my moving tubs like set up there while I'm like digging through them to clean out stuff that I don't need. And Miso thought it would be a good idea to climb on top of it. But I also have breakable stuff sitting on top of it right now. And she was climbing up there and looking like she was about to fall. That's what that rustling was, is her losing her grip. And I'm like, please get down. Don't break my stuff. That's glass, and I don't want glass hitting this really sensitive wood floor.
I don't understand sensitive wood floor.
Yeah, she's like, Wah! I mean, like, the good news is I've heard that, like, root canals and front teeth are usually, like, the least painful of any of them. Because there's, like, one root. So hopefully it would be easy. I mean, it would suck to do it on the front teeth, but it's actually the front, like the first, like the 2 front teeth, and then the second tooth on the right side are gonna be the ones I need him to look at. And if I can get all 3 taken care of in one day, I'll do it. I'll be like, you know what? They're all next to each other. Get her done. You got me in the chair. Might as well. So I have to get all of my stuff done early for Thursday, which is really easy, thankfully. It's just like one little article next Thursday. And I basically told work, I'm like, look, I may be out the rest of the day on Thursday. I can't promise anything. I don't know how I'm going to feel after the dentist. The only thing I have noticed is there is a little bit of fullness in my cheek, but I don't know if that's allergies, which is totally possible because pollen count's been really high lately, or if that's my tooth. But it's not hurting, so I'll just deal with it.
I don't trust any time when it's not hurting.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's what they told me when I was there a year ago. Is like no pain isn't necessary. Like if you have black in your teeth and it's not hurting, that's not necessarily a good thing. They're like, it probably means the root's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I had a tooth.
But I don't think it's dead because when I brushed my teeth, like it still hurt in that area.
Yeah.
Like I still felt pain in the tooth with like the cold water and stuff. So I'm pretty like I'm cold sensitive. So I'm pretty sure it's not dead yet. But anyway, sorry. What was your story?
I was just gonna say that I had a tooth, a molar, and it had a little puffy part on my gum, and I was like, I don't know. And so I went there, and they were like, I went to the dentist, and they were like, "What's this puffy part? I don't know. Does it hurt? Nope. Does the tooth hurt? Nope." And then they were like, "Let's X-ray it just to be sure." And they found out that it had abscessed all the way down. It was about that far from the vein there, and they said if that had broken through to that vein, you would have died.
That's what I'm worried about. That's the main thing that I want them to just double check is to like check on everything, make sure there's no like abscesses or infections I need to worry about. That's why I said, guys, I need to be out the rest of the day because I need to make sure everything gets checked. And that's why I wanted to just go ahead and do imaging and stuff while I'm there. Because it's been a year. Yeah, I think once a year you're eligible for that kind of stuff. Once a year, like new images.
I'm having such a horrible time with our stupid healthcare system. I mean, just all of that. It's so funny because I remember when Obamacare was being talked about, everybody was doing there will be death squads, and then they really ended up really being death squads. Nope, you're not eligible for your thing that you need to survive. Sorry. It's like.
Yeah, it says every 6 to 18 months. Yep, so I definitely am due for new x-rays. And they're probably going to want to do them since it's been a year since I've seen them. I was literally sobbing and crying on the phone when I was trying to make that appointment. I felt so bad for the receptionist because I was just like sobbing hysterically because I'm like, that's how scared I am of the dentist. I felt so bad for her, like her trying to figure out what I was trying to ask for. I know one person, they had an infection like so bad when they went in that the dentist was like, how the hell are you not like writhing in pain with this infection? Like you must be extremely pain tolerant. And my friend had no idea that there was like any infection in there at all. Like they felt nothing. And so they're like, wow, that's really crazy. Like, but you really need to have surgery like today. And they're like, oh, okay. So they did. They went and just did it all and paid it all later because it was like emergency level. You need to have this done today. And I'm like, I hope that's not going to be me. I don't think it will. I mean, when I was there a year ago, I had like a bunch of cavities and maybe like 3 crowns and like 2 extractions they wanted to do. I don't think like a year with me taking like extra good care of my teeth in between is going to make that big a difference. It's only been a year. Hi, Michael. But who knows? I'm not a dentist. I don't know anything.
Why don't they have the warp effects anymore? What happened to this?
What side was Ren sitting on? Roughly the center, like lined up with the pole. Okay.
I feel like they have removed the one thing that I use. Ugh, God, I hate this. Especially since I got this job based on this. So freaking fucking useless sometimes, I swear. Okay, adjust. None of those. No. Distort. Oh, there it is. Warp stabilizer. Thank God. I was like, dang it. Oh, that's right. I knew that. No, we let this thing crunch forever. I'm like, I totally used warp stabilizer for this. That's kind of wicked what you've got going on there. I don't know what you're doing there, Jackson, but that's pretty wicked. It looks like the entire comic just got hit with arrows.
Oh, it's they're just it's like a quick like bamboo model that I made. Just to like replicate like roughly like a forest or whatever. So it's I can show you it from a different angle. It's the right here. There's like a rough gate thing that I made. Like the ones that I have, like they have a certain look.
I just
but this
think
is like
it
a
looked like your
version
comic
of
got
it.
hit with arrows. It was cool.
It does, doesn't it?
Instead,
Pew,
your
pew, pew.
comic got hit with arrows.
I'm so I see what you did. I
can't help myself.
Aros would have laughed. He would have.
I couldn't help it. That
He would
was
have laughed.
that was perfect.
It took me a second. I was like, oh, I'm so dense. Yeah, he does. He does hit it. He does hit things. Like Aros is just freaking crazy.
No, I just couldn't help it. I am compulsive. It has to be done.
It's funny. It was funny. He's one of those characters. He's one of those characters where he's like, "Oh, I can fix people. I can definitely fix people," and then it just like gets progressively worse as the story goes along. And it's like, Arnold, how about you stop trying to fix people and you worry about yourself? Can I do that? No, I can't do it.
I'm all mad at Star Trek because totally.
Oh, what happened?
They totally did. They totally did a. I don't know. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, damn it! They totally did a cliffhanger, and now I'm like, oh man.
Of course they did. How else will they make you watch the next one?
It's actually not that, because they were actually saying it. There was some cool stuff I was watching. So there's a show that goes with Star Trek called Ready Room, and it's hosted by Will Wheaton, and he just does the behind the scenes stuff. So he talks about what's going on, and kind of talks about the behind the scenes and things like that. And tonight's episode of the Ready Room was about sort of the special effects in the episode. And one of the things the special effects people had said was, we watch the cosplayers because they come up with such great ideas. And sometimes we use those ideas and fold them back in. And he's like, because we're very big on the Trek fandom. The Trekkies are doing all kinds of amazing things. And I thought about that and I was like, this is something that's just so unique in this particular fandom, is how much the fans are included back into Star Trek. In Picard season 3, the main ship, the hero ship of the season, was designed by a fan. Some guy that's been building
Oh wow.
these kind of, I mean, he's exquisite, but his models that he's built are these like modified versions of starships with these different classes and stuff like that. And like 2 of the ships in that series in Picard season 3 were his designs. And so his name actually is on the plaque of the ship, you know, as the shipwright that built it on the ship.
That is so cool.
And I'm like, this never happens anywhere else but Star Trek. It's like, this is a big deal. Like, they take the Trekkies and they're folding them back in. And I mean, like, giving them the opening credits and everything. Hey, Chuan.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
Really is. And it's just so cool because I'm like, aw. You know, that's
like dream come true, I'm
if
sure.
I were to write something and they were to fold it back into the series, I'd be like, you know, I would have died and gone to heaven right there, you know? But yeah, they were talking a little bit about this cliffhanger, and they were like, the cliffhanger is a staple of Star Trek. That's all right, Chuan. You're doing fine. You're here whenever you want to be here. That's totally cool. You're still part of the family, whether you show up late or not. But yeah, that cliffhanger thing is like a staple. And so they've been dying to do it, you know. They were waiting to do it. And this was a good cliffhanger. I'm not going to lie. It's a pretty solid cliffhanger. Oh, yeah. The 11-footer? Yeah. She's still there. She's in a much better place now because they restored her. So you can still see her. She's still very much there. I don't know if I like that as much.
I can hear the crickets there. They're so
I know,
loud.
right? They really are.
I actually really like it because they don't sound like that
Yeah.
here. The feet look so ungodly big. Like, this perspective is so janky.
Oh. Did you just find out that the door to the bedroom is closed? Is that what you're doing here? George is like, everything is so weird. I don't know what to do.
He's like, let me in. Let me in. Let me in.
And my sister is in the basement, and the basement's apparently really hot. So she just stole one of my fans in my bedroom. And so, because my bedroom does have an AC unit, she's like, I closed your door, made sure that George wasn't in there. And now George is in here going, everything has changed. My whole life is completely different now.
I'm so lost. Nothing is ever as it's. The winds
Yes.
have changed, Georgie.
Zip.
Oh how the turned tables. or sorry, all how the tables turn or something. It's an office quote. I forget exactly what it is. His feet still look really big for the perspective that it's in. It's okay. I can manually shrink those. I mean, in all honesty, it's just going to be a silhouette of Aro, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Like, it's not really that big to begin with. Like, it's only this big, so I'm, like, nitpicking it here. I don't know why I'm nitpicking. Hey, at least that was pretty accurate with the little scribble that I made. Like, size-wise, I did a pretty good job guessing. Look at that. I did a good job. My dad told me that they use models when I was little, and I was imagining more like Barbie size type things, like an ornament. But yeah, it's huge. Yeah, the actual ornament, like the actual models that they use.
Yeah,
They got to get those clean
the
macro
Enterprise
shots.
D's big model is massive and a monster, and it weighs in at like 300 and something pounds. And so the original miniature that they used for TNG, that thing's a monster, and it's super huge and difficult to use. And it actually became so difficult to use that they kept using the 4-foot model, which was slightly different for everything. But also, between the time that they made the original 13-foot model and the time that they made the 4-foot model, technology had changed. And so the 4-foot model actually ended up being more detailed. And so it was like this really interesting moment where they actually just kind of decided that maybe we'll just keep using the model or the 4-foot model because it's easier to use and comes across looking better anyway.
That makes sense. Alright, then this model is about the same perspective as the next one that I need, so I'll just copy it over. It's almost the exact same perspective. Work smarter, not harder, rather than trying to manually fit it back into the proper perspective.
Not wrong. That's why I use the maquettes for everything now. And to render this whole thing out because I need to stabilize it. And then I'll go through and cut through it again. So this is, my friend made this phenomenal diorama. And he's a realtor. And so he wants to have this so that as you're going through the town, you're seeing sort of the houses all getting like a certain, you know, they all have like somebody's picture, happy home sort of picture thing going on. Which is really cool, but it's really hard to stabilize a miniature, shooting a miniature without stabilization equipment. I don't have any stabilization equipment, so this became really kind of difficult.
That's so cool. I wish I could edit videos like that.
Well, I mean, this is like any skill.
Yeah, it's one I've neglected, so I need to work on it.
I've been doing video editing since I was in my 20s, so this is kind of second nature.
I was gonna say something, but I won't.
Yeah. Make a comment about how old I am. Again.
Since you brought it up, I was gonna say you've been doing that as long as I've been alive.
Totally.
That's cool though. Like it puts into perspective how much of a baby I really am.
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess in a positive way, yes.
In a positive way, yeah. Like I'm still like so young. There's still like so much to do and experience and stuff. So like, it's definitely not in a bad way. It's in a good way. I assure you.
The thing that's so funny about the whole thing to me, not funny, interesting, is I remember, you know, as a kid, somebody who was X number of years older or X number of years younger was just like super old or super baby or super, you know what I mean? And now you and I are just peers. You know what I mean? Like the fact that I've got 20 years on you, 25 years or whatever, is nothing. Doesn't mean anything. I mean,
yeah, I feel the same way towards other people that are younger than me. Like maybe like like fresh out of high school or like mid to low 20s. Like you know, it doesn't feel like it's that big a deal to me, even though I know it technically is in some cases. But in general, like it's not like, it doesn't feel like it's a big deal. It just feels like, oh, you also make manga. Like I can't tell you how many people, like how many times in Discord I'm talking with people, and then they find out that like I'm not like a teenager, and like, oh my god, like how old are you? I'm like, oh well, I'm older than 30. I'm between 30 and 40, and they're like, oh my god, you're so old. I'm like, we'll see how it is when you're my age, kiddo. Usually I just respond with a get off my lawn gif. And like that usually works out. Like everyone thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to joke that I get to do the get off my lawn thing now. Yep. I love the get off my lawn gif. Sometimes it comes off as aggressive, which I never like intend. You know, I'm always doing it like just for fun.
Yeah, I think that's kind of part of the thing is like, you know, you have to know the reference of it. Otherwise,
yeah, and like a lot of younger kids don't know.
If you don't know the reference of that one, then people think you're trying to say get off my stream or get off my channel or.
Yeah, like they think I actually mean it, and it's like, no, guys, like
just saying we're old.
I'm just joking. Yeah, we're just old. I'll show you guys at least the one that I show. That way you guys will know what I'm talking about. Let me go get it. The one that I know is like a really old lady with like a water hose.
I am, by the way, intensely watching this because I got to do these cuts. So forgive me for if I'm not totally paying attention.
No, you're good. I'm just showing everyone else what I mean. Like, like this is the gift that I send people. Yeah, that one. A lot of people don't get it. I need to actually like save it and add it as like one of my like transitions or something, or just like an image I like to turn on. I think it's funny. Oh man, I love hearing those crickets. It's actually really soothing.
Yeah. Here, that'll help.
Oh, please don't turn off your air.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's 20 degrees outside, 20 degrees Celsius.
Oh, it is. It's still cooler there than here. It's 22 here. Not by much, but I mean, it's 22.
Yeah, but 22 at humidity is different than 22 here.
Yeah, let me see. Is it humid? We have a fog advisory, so yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, really dense fog. Okay, yeah. So we've got. Oh my gosh, the humidity. Humidity is 92% with a pressure of 1012.
Yeah, that's the thing. Back in my day, dinosaur didn't have feathers. That's me. Although
back in my day, dinosaur didn't have feathers.
Well, and whenever I teach my kids, like whenever I'm talking to my kids, I'm always talking to them about like, when we were going through driver's ed, they had this law in effect and this law, and they've been changed. So you need to be patient with your parents because your parents probably learned these laws and they're going to tell you to do this. And I'm telling you that the laws have changed. You need to do this. I said, back in my day, of course, when I was driving my Stegosaurus, that was fine until later on. I mean, and then the kids start giggling and I'm like, don't worry, I upgraded to a Diplodocus. We're good. And just usually just like, I love the jokes where I can do two of them in a row. So I hit the kids with one of them and they start chuckling and then I hit them with another one. I always love those. Those are my favorites. It's like when I go to the part where we're talking about alcohol. Because I always say, the alcohol numbs the brain and puts it to sleep from the front to the back. And the back part of your brain is the part that they call the lizard brain. It's the part that runs your body. This front part up here, though, is the part that controls the impulses that are stupid, like, taking off all your clothes and getting on a table and then posting that to YouTube. And then all the kids start chuckling and I go, don't worry, I've deleted it. And then
I deleted it.
Like, I just bailed into that second one. Like, boring.
That's so fun.
That just usually I lose the class for about 30 seconds there. It's like they're toast.
Like, yeah, that's so the I've deleted it part.
Singer. I love having double whammies like that because it's just like the kids are like not ready for it.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I'm actually pretty proud of this piece, by the way. This one right here. Have I ever showed you this piece?
Adorbs.
Oh, wait, nope, go back. There we go. Just need the little thingy to go away.
It's so cute.
Yeah, somebody was talking to me about dinosaurs and how they had feathers. And I said, yeah, it's kind of interesting because you don't think about it. But the Utah raptor had feathers. And they're like, no, come on. And I was like, let me draw it for you. And I drew it.
Yeah.
And this only took like 20 minutes tops. So I'm super proud of this piece because of that. Because, of course, velociraptors are actually kind of tiny. and so it's kind of funny that that's one of the mistakes that Jurassic Park made, was they messed up
Yeah, it's how big
because
they're.
really those are Utah raptors. Anyway,
But they have to be big enough to terrify people.
well, no, I mean, I think they just made a genuine error. I don't think it was intentional. Probably just, I mean, the translation between having a bunch of scientists in there telling you what's going on and you know, and then of course between that and then the movie studio producers, you know, I don't know, they said something raptor, maybe raptor. Oh, velociraptor, yeah, we could do that, okay, you know.
Yeah.
I really enjoy just teaching. It's actually a fun thing to do, which is great because, like, if you have to have a job, you know, you're a comic artist and you're just waiting for your comic to make it out there or whatever. If you have to have a job, you know, you want one that you like. You don't want to be working somewhere where you hate it, you know?
Yeah, people really underestimate like the value of finding something to satisfy you in the meantime and like not just pick something that makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
I really like do feel for people that feel like that's their only option is to like do something that they absolutely hate.
Yeah.
What makes me the most upset though is they then choose to take it out on everybody around them.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Especially those of us that are struggling. Get by.
Yeah, especially when it's like, well, I'm poor and I don't have money to pay comic artists, so that's why I just choose to steal and pirate stuff. And I'm like, you are literally part of the problem.
Yeah.
Like there are times when like I could see why people might do it if something's like regionally locked. I could understand that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it okay to do. Like it's still wrong. It doesn't suddenly become okay because you're poor.
Right.
Especially not when it's like the actual artists themselves who are gonna suffer. You know, they're like, oh well, they have an anime, like they're already making a bunch of money. I'm like, dude, they don't get money from the anime, really.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had 9 planets, not 8. All you whippersnappers all existing only on 8 planets. You don't know how good you
I keep
got
forgetting that Pluto isn't a planet anymore.
it. Makes total sense. I mean, I understand why. I mean, otherwise, either we have 8 planets or we have 25. One of the two. That's sort of a take your pick sort of moment there.
How many planets do we want? How many do we need? Yep. Hi, Miso. Hi,
Teacher's
baby.
Voice. Tron's like, you're being a teacher. Yeah, I'm sorry. In teacher voice. That's all you got there. Teachers are teachers all the way across the world.
Hi, Miso. Do you wanna come sit up here with me, Miso, for a little break? Miso, Miso. Yeah. Yeah. Skish, 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 skish. So if you're gonna sit, if you're gonna be up here, you gotta sit. You can't stand. You know the rules. There you go, good girl. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just has to tell everyone her opinions. Oh, you wanna sit up there? Where's my water bottle? See, now there's more room for you. Even though you have literally 2 beds, one on either side of my desk, you choose to still lay on top of the desk.
Yep. What would be the most annoying?
Where do I have the most access to your hands?
Right? Where will you stretch me? George used to jump up here and then walk all the way over here and get right in front of my drawing monitor.
I noticed that. I noticed he hadn't been up there in a little bit.
He hasn't done that in a while, and I'm not sure whether he's just worried he'll knock something over now. Now that he's knocked over enough stuff that people have yelled at him a lot for stuff. If that's his thing now. He's like, uh-oh, I don't know. I don't get yelled at anymore. The crickets are very impressively loud and awesome tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a classic nighttime, like you see on TV. It's like it doesn't even seem real.
Yeah, it doesn't. It feels like it's cliche almost.
Yeah, it almost feels like you just need 9. No sciences will convince you otherwise.
It literally sounds like they're right outside my window. Like maybe it's because I have my sound up really high, but like they sound like they're right here. It's awesome.
That's cool.
Cricket ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
No, honey, you cannot walk in front of my computer monitor. Do you want up here or not, Miso?
That was a lot of talking. There's so much to say.
She does. He's just demanding to be pet. That's all.
George will make that trill whenever you just touch him. So it's like, hi, I noticed that you're there, sort of thing, and it's just really adorable. He's like, and I'm like, yep, that's you.
Misa does that in the morning. When I wake her up for breakfast, she'll go.
Yep.
Is it bath time, Miso? Yeah, it's a bath time. Yeah. It's getting close to bedtime, isn't it?
So last week, Star Trek did a musical episode. I can't get the songs out of my head. It's really funny. There are a lot of people who are very upset about it too. It's very, I don't know. I'm like, it was pretty fun. But there are a lot of people who are like, this isn't Star Trek and stuff. I'm like, well, you don't have the right to say what is and what is not Star Trek. I mean, you have the right to not like it. That's totally cool. But whether it's Star Trek or not, it's a completely different story. It's not you, you know. It's not on you. All right. I got to export this because I can't use the speed and the warp stabilizer at the same time, which is cracking me up. This will take a long time. Oh, I am meeting with one of my editors tomorrow. So hopefully,
good.
She can give me feedback finally, now that COVID is over, on or her COVID, because she got COVID. Both of them got COVID because they're husband and wife. So they both went offline for a little while. But hopefully I can sit down with her and say, so can I have my comics back? Because I'd like to finish them by GalaxyCon. which is Thanksgiving. I'd like to finish them and roll them out the door because I'd like to have a complete issue or a complete episode to at least be able to say this is what Bellatrix Rising is in its entirety. You know, this is the this is the format, this is the style, and then I can do another episode as I want or whatever as we get down the line. But having one episode out means that if I need to take 6 months off or whatever, I can. You know.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't think the music fired off, and then I was like, you know what? But we've got crickets ASMR out there. It's actually better music.
It is nice music.
It must be really kind of interesting if you're like Chuan on the other side of the planet. It's like daytime and you're hearing crickets. You know what I mean? Like that must be kind of wild, especially since this is live. And so, you know, there's something, it's just really, I used to have this thing going with me when I was over in Japan. I would talk to my dad and we'd try to schedule the time to talk to each other and stuff, you know? And so it was like, but it was the same thing. It was so wild to think of, you know, this thing or that thing happening. And it was the same time, you know, or is a different time. And it could be a different time during the night or during the day. How long does it take to draw on a computer? Like what? Like how long to take to draw a comic or a picture? No, computer, stop. Thanks.
I thought you were asking it.
6 to 8 months, but if you're outsourcing the artwork, you will have to adhere to the artist's schedules.
It just
you tried.
I tried, and it just had to keep talking, didn't it?
You can't tell me what to do.
Right.
How long does it usually take you to finish like a page if I use the maquettes, I can finish a page in about an hour and a half. Wow.
2 hours because it takes an extra 30 minutes to pose the page. But so 2 hours per page is like that's the reason I use the maquettes, because without the maquettes it takes about 5 hours a page.
You're much quicker than I am.
Well, but I mean 5 hours a page is still like fast, but I'm also my artwork isn't as good as yours, so
I would say not. I would say maybe
I'm not knocking myself. I'm just saying, you know, Red Alpha. Hey, Red Alpha, good to see you.
Hey, what's up?
But no, I mean, I'm not. This isn't a knocking myself. I'm sure that there are aspects of my comic that are better than yours. You know what I mean? Like, you just happen to be a phenomenal inker, and so your inking is just really, really good.
I do love me some inking.
Right. You are really, really good at it. It's kind of like Christina Badhand, right? I mean, she's like the best colorist we've got. I can't get anywhere near her on color.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how she does it.
And that's fine. I draw manga, so all of my stuff's black and white, so it's not a big deal that I'm nowhere near her, you know? Waiting for someone to be pissed at you and you upgraded your PC?
Why are you waiting for someone to be mad at you?
Or drunk, depending on what part of the world you're in.
Oh, yeah, pissed could be drunk, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like, you're just a phenomenal colorist, that's all. Or inker. I mean, you're just a phenomenal inker. And so,
I know what you're
not knocking me here. It's like, it's not putting me down. It's pushing.
Okay, just making sure we got this straight.
I think I'm doing fine. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I think my comics are absolutely serviceable. They're not amateur looking. They don't look like they're, you know, done by a 5-year-old. So I consider it good. because the story is what I'm really trying to put forth.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
So as long as I don't look like an amateur, we're good. I'm fine. Okay. I'm smelling something burning, so I'm going to go downstairs and see what my child has done. I'll be right back.
Oh dear. I don't know if that, like, I don't know if that's legal what you just did, though. Like, if he is your co-writer, he legally has the right to have access to it. I'm just saying. That's probably a little bit bigger deal than, oh, he's going to be mad at me. Like, that might be, like, a legal problem. Of course, it would depend on, like, the specifics and stuff.
All right, we're okay. I found out what it was. Kiddo is making mac and cheese. But my sister this morning went on a complete and total cleaning spree on our kitchen. And so she pulled the burners out. She lifted the hood. She cleaned everything underneath it.
Oh.
And so, you know, once you've cleaned everything, the first time you turn the burner on, it has to burn all the cleaner off.
Yep.
That's the smell I'm smelling.
Okay.
Oh. Gotcha.
I'm actually going to change what this says. He made an edit every month. I wrote it, and on top of that, I worked on it more. I removed his access because of the situation. I'm trying to remove. Right, but here's the problem isn't about feelings. It's about the legality of the situation.
Right.
The legality is that you and him wrote it together. Legally speaking, what I'm just saying hypothetically, if it were to go to court, they would look at what percentage wise each of you contributed to that script. And just as an example, if he contributed 50-50 and you contributed 50-50, like you guys would have to reach an agreement on, someone would have to give up their rights, or you could not legally take that and go do something with it elsewhere. Like that is a legally binding thing that you both share the copyright to that, depending on what the percentages are. So like that's not a feeling saying like that could become a legal problem for you in the future if he becomes like petty enough to go after you for it. Like removing his access is essentially stealing his half.
Even if it's just his 25%.
Yeah. So like I'm being like dead serious. Like I legally IP wise that could become a problem for you if he's petty enough to go after you for it. 10%, 25%, it doesn't matter. Like you guys co-wrote it. That's the problem that DD Mark is having with Saturday AM right now. Like they're arguing over who wrote what or who contributed what. And that's why like Saturday is pissed that like DD Mark submitted Middle Souls to Manga Plus and it got published there. Yep. Because he supposedly didn't have all of the rights to do so when DD Mark says that he does, but AM says that he doesn't. And now there's a whole spiel going on there. I haven't heard any updates about the situation since it initially broke out on Twitter. But yeah, like that's something that like you have to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're not siding on his side or your side. We're just
I'm just warning you.
Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, I'm literally seeing this play out in real time on Twitter, and like there are already lawyers involved. So like it can become a serious situation.
Do we call it X now?
No. I will die on that hill. There's a hill.
I'm just wondering.
I don't care what the little icon in my internet says, what's in my internet tab says, it will always be Twitter to me.
Just wondering. Just wondering.
I thought it was pretty funny though that he was forced to take down his sign. Oh, that like pulsating sign that he had. Did you hear about that? Yep. I was like, yay! Get it down. If he made a edit every month, it doesn't really matter. Like he still contributed to it. And here's the thing, though, like if he were to go after you, you would have to submit its history, like its version history. Like, and all they have to do is look at the edit history, and they'll be able to see that he worked on it. And if you try to delete the file, that gets you in even bigger trouble. So don't delete the original file.
I accidentally
that
deleted
would get
it.
you in even
get
bigger
killed
trouble.
Right there. Yeah. You are not wrong.
Yeah. That's why I don't work on stuff with other people. I'm just being completely honest. That's why I don't work on stuff with other people.
You're not wrong. I'm the same way. It's like I'm not messing with this.
Yeah, unless it's like a professional, like for example, with the writer that like Amputation Capital, the comic that I helped letter, I didn't do the only lettering. I just made edits to the lettering. So like whenever I like talk to people about it, I always have to disclaim, I helped edit the lettering. I didn't do all of the lettering because the majority of the sound effects were done by the original letterer. So like I can't claim I am the letterer. It's like I assisted with the lettering. But like with the book design, I had to work with the writer and I had to work with the editor. Like I had to work with all of that. And to me, it's a little stressful, but I've never been in a situation where I've worked with a writer as an artist or like another co-writer. I've never been in that situation before. I'd be willing to try it with the right situation.
I would be willing to do something like that for fun. You know what I mean? Like you and I want to sit down and do a 12-page story where my main character meets your main character and talks about stuff over lunch. You know what I mean? That'd just be fun, but nothing writing on it. You know what I mean? Like as soon as something rides on it, I don't know if I want to mess with it anymore. At that point in time, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the only time I would ever agree to work with a writer is for a publisher. Like if it's for a publisher or for like even like small press, I'd be willing to do it because then like the likelihood of it being serious and being done seriously and being handled seriously is really high. Like that probably I'd be completely fine with. But if it were like just personal, like me and a buddy or whatever, I would keep the original file. Like keep it where it is. Don't move it. Just leave it where it is. And then just like make a brand new document and copy it over into there. But still, like that's what I would do. But I mean, it's more like it's not necessarily, oh, I did more than he did. Like it doesn't matter. The fact is he still contributed. The question would be like, what is the exact percent? Like, you know, copyright isn't one of those things that like you lose simply because someone deletes your access to a file. He doesn't lose like copyright because you took his access away. That's not how it works. And in order for you to make something that would be like completely your own, like you'd have to use different character names and a different plot situation. Like you'd basically have to change the story because there's that, what do they call it, guy? Like the 10% rule.
That's 10%
copyright
rule. Yeah. That's what you have to do in order for it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to change something at least 10, make it 10% different, which is pretty arbitrary, which I hate, but it's how they do it.
What? Oh, 124 by 124? I don't think so. Hello? At best, you need to be 4,000.
If the original character stays exactly the same and looks exactly the same, probably, maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
So, guys? I mean, if it's your original character that you based your persona off of, what I would do if I were you, is write a different story involving that persona character, that character itself that has nothing to do with the other story, and then that way it has eminent domain. So then the previous story can fit to it, and then you can just change everything but the persona. But you don't want to lose the main character because that's your that's your, especially if it's
your bread and butter of the story. So if the story is different, then I think that would be perfectly fine. Like I said, because he didn't make that character. He doesn't own that particular character. He would just own the story that character. He would own part of what story that character is in. So you would have to change it at least 10%. The story itself, at least 10%. You know, which again, I'm sorry, is arbitrary, but that's like the way that they've written it. So you'd have to, see exactly what they define as changing it 10%. But you'd have to look at that. But if the story is different, your character should be fine. Because it's your character. You made that character. See, like, what I do instead with my friends is I role play. So, like, I have a friend of mine that I've been role playing with, and what we do is we both have our own, like, worlds that we've created. And what we do is we just mash our worlds together. Like, we just mash our characters together. And they interact with each other. And we do it as, like, a character building exercise. In a world building exercise, so that our characters and world are faced with unique situations that normally they may not have to experience. And so it allows us to like get to know our worlds and characters better. So we just do it like literally just for fun, and that's super duper satisfying. And I know in the world of like personas and stuff, like I know that, like with furries and personas, I know that is a thing that they do. And it doesn't always have to, like, I know like role playing has like a bad name, but I mean D&D is role playing, so
yeah.
Think about it. It's just another form of roleplay. This with my friend, it's just a chat. It's just, on Discord, we just roleplay with each other. We just respond when we have time. It's really fun. We're almost like trying to outsmart each other all the time. So it's really fun. It's like chess with no rules. Just like the existing rules, like, so for example, like there's a war going on between like our characters and stuff, so it's really fun with us like trying to outsmart each other. We just can't see. We can't see what the other person has. So, and my friend has built this incredibly complex world. It's way beyond mine. It's like Tolkienized. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I am not prepared for this. But it's really fun. It's super duper fun. I think we've had this roleplay going for 6 years now. We don't even remember a lot of the older events. How did this get started? I don't know. Let's make something up.
I am not sure why that did that, but okay. All right.
Miso. That was really loud, Miso. You know, Miso? You know what I want right now, Miso? Cheesecake. I want some cheesecake. Yeah, I really want some cheesecake. Cheesecake sounds awesome. Where am I going to get cheesecake at 12:30 in the morning, though?
I think so, Brain. Where are we going to get cheesecake at 3 in the morning? I don't know why, but the way you said that just sounded like, are you thinking what I'm thinking, Inky? Oh, I think so, Brain. But where are we going to get cheesecake at 2 in the morning? Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that response. And then Miso
No
was like
idea why
pinky,
that was
like
what I
yelling
was
at
thinking
me.
of it, but you know, there you go.
that was amazing.
It was a thing. It happened. It was a thing that happened.
Miso
Yeah,
thinks it's
Miso,
funny.
you think it's funny.
I just have a hankering for
Right?
cheesecake that only hands can satisfy. Please tell me you
Yes.
know that reference. Dude, it took over TikTok recently.
God.
Like, I saw people like TikTok discovered llamas with hats. And I was like, yes!
That's awesome.
There's this girl. Okay, I'm 99% sure it's TikTok. There's this girl that is like she's like voicing Carl. Like she just like what's his name? Paul, like the llama that's like Carl. Paul, he's like standing off screen, and then she's acting like Carl, basically. But with her facial expressions are like super exaggerated. It's so funny. It's so funny. She did the one just for fun, and now she's doing all of them, and she got famous just because she's like acting out llamas with hats. Like that's her claim to fame is llamas with hats.
It's freaking awesome.
And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Carl, that kills people. Oh, well, I didn't know that. You didn't know that, Carl? Carl, what am I standing in? Oh, would you believe it's blah? I forget what it is. Something boat nectar. No, Carl. And he just starts listing up all these things. Oh, it's the lovely elderly couple from 2B. Carl, what? He was hogging all the something salad or something. It was just utterly ridiculous. It like defined. Yeah, you've seen llamas with hats,
a little
right?
bit.
There's like 5 or 6 of them, right? And like every episode, Carl gets like worse and worse and more psychopathic. So it gets worse and worse and worse. And then I think it only did 4 for a while, and then I think they came out with like they finalized it a couple years later. So I think it's funny. Well, I might as well start cleaning up sketches. I'm just procrastinating because I don't want to. Let's do burps. I like doing burps. Oh yeah, let's put in some lettering because I definitely don't feel like drawing today. Gonna procrastinate by doing my lettering instead. Don't sass me, so my brain juice is limited today. Man, I want popcorn.
Yeah. We were all watching Star Trek and doing the popcorn thing, so I'm kind of popcorned out now.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking like white cheddar
Oh,
popcorn.
yeah. Pretty good. Oof.
Same.
Yeah, right? I like this is essentially a cockpit, a life support system, and an engine. And that's it. That's all this is. Uh-oh. Okay. Thank you.
Excuse you. Is that a plane?
Is that a what?
I'm hearing like whooshing sound.
Yeah, it's an airplane. Wow. My microphone is markedly more aggressive than I thought it was.
That's why I was like, wait, what?
Yes, it's an aircraft, but like, that's makes me like worried about all the times that I'm like over here like sneezing or whatever. And guess that explains though that one time when I was eating something and everybody was like, "We're just sitting here listening to you eat," and I'm like, "Okay, you guys can hear that?"
You can hear
Right?
everything.
I'm like,
Na, 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 na,
gross,
na.
but okay. I don't know if I want it eating. Yeah.
Why are there so many layers in there? Boop boop ba doop. Oof, my neck is really stiff.
And of course, sometimes it's one of those, it depends on how long it takes to do a page because this is one page. It's done. And I did it in what? 15 minutes, 14 minutes? Because it's nothing more than just rendering the spacecraft and then putting in all the bubbles, you know? So it wasn't hard.
If I'm able to focus and like I'm not streaming, then usually I can do a page in like maybe 6 hours, maybe 8 tops.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm able to like actually focus. Oh yeah, Komiket starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it does. I saw that. That's an interesting thing to say, huh? Interesting thing to do.
Yeah, I really want to go.
I know. Someday someday.
Hmm.
I would definitely go to Comiket if I go back to Japan. Totally gonna go to Comiket.
Oh my god, I would just. Oh my god, I would like pay you to like go get me shit.
Right? I'd be like, heading to Comiket. Who's with me? Okay, well, page 1's done. I probably should at least neutralize the color on the Starfield. There we go.
It goes another aircraft.
Yeah, that was a car actually, but yeah,
A
still,
car?
yeah, like
A craft.
yeah, I'm
Of
like,
some kind.
hear that car? That's serious. Like that's like wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right off of a big street, so
Hmm.
you don't need blades. No need for gravity blades. Why is this inverted? Is it like totally inverted if I render it? No, it renders fine. And the normals are screwed up is all it is. Gotcha. Sorry.
You're good.
How many times are you going to freak out? Twice. Gotcha. You're going to freak out 100 times. We're going to have to talk about this. But if you're just going to freak out twice, it's okay. I think it borked her face. Aggravates me when these things happen. Something is activated, and I don't know which one. It's messed up her face.
Oh.
On morph. I'm like, and it's none of my morphs. Yeah, see it borked the other one too. What's going on here? And this is one of the reasons why I want to leave Daz Studio, because like it's borking. An update will happen. It'll add like all of these morphs, and for some reason they're coming in by default. So from that point forward, any character that you do will always use those morphs. And it's like, except this one has completely screwed up her face.
Oof.
Like I don't know what's happened here, but that's not right. And to figure out which thing has now been by default activated. This is one of the reasons why I'm contemplating moving over to using these maquettes only in clip. Because if I convert them, then they'll just be what they are, whatever characters they were when I crafted them.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna change on you.
I won't do this because somebody did an update. Make me have to go find where things are. I mean, just like. She still looks weird. Didn't help any at all. I don't know how in the world this got started somehow. Nope, that's not it. I don't know what board it is. That's not it either.
Five minutes remain.
Oh, nice. I don't know. I thought I found it the last time, but then that's not turned on right now. So I'm like, that must not be it. But we've completely warped the entire model, which isn't a real problem. I can just go through and redo it, but I'll have to redo it, you know. I don't want to redo it. I just got this model figured out, just to a point where I was happy with it. I don't want to have to go back and fuss with it. Maybe he's in there with some motorcycle or something.
That was kind of loud. Man, all the fonts I want are like I can't buy right now. Damn. It's okay, I can buy them once I get paid in 4 days.
Right.
I get paid on Tuesday. It's okay, I'll just put it in something else and I can just change them all out later because it's not the final versions. I'll just put it in what I usually use for now. The one that I really like is Cloud Splitter. I really like Cloud Splitter. And the other one that I really like is let me find it. Imaginary Friend. I like that one too. But none of them have an indie license. They're all desktop seats.
Right.
I don't mind paying for fonts. I'm just mad that the font that I picked I can't use because it doesn't. Clip Studio isn't registering the alternate.
That's kind of annoying.
Yep, I paid $45 for it and I can't use it. I mean, I could use it in Adobe, but I'm not going to Adobe just to use this one font. I will pick a different font. It's kind of sucky.
Yep. Feel like I'm not finding the thing at all. Like it's everything that's on is what's supposed to be on. Which makes me wonder what morph is broken. Maybe there's a broken morph. I don't know. But she don't look right. You know.
It'll get there.
Well,
it's gonna play with it enough.
I'll have to.
Cheeks are too low.
The
cheeks.
Everything's all screwed up. I don't know what's going on here. Some morph has just gone bonked, and I don't know what happened. I thought it probably had to do with some of the base generation stuff that I was working on, but it's not. Like that just looks weird. I don't know. Something's not right. I don't want to spend 50 days working on this problem just to get back into work, Because, of course, this is supposed to save me time. This isn't supposed to cost me time.
Right, yeah. That's how I feel with some things. This is supposed to be saving me time, not the opposite.
Well,
Yeah, take a break from it. Step
yeah.
away for
Well,
a bit.
it's midnight. That's why I'm kind of doing the well. Guess it's time for me to go to bed. I'm gonna have to come figure out this problem tomorrow. The rest of her body looks fine, so it looks like it's not the body; it's just some aspect of that just went bonked on me, and I don't know what the story is. So,
It's like, nope, not today, Chief.
yep, because I was gonna totally try to do a page, just so I could say I did a page, but then it had to bonk on me. That's all right. We'll figure it out tomorrow. All right. Well, I'm going to bed because it's about that time. So I will see you all on the morrow. Thanks for joining me, Kat. I always appreciate having you here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to be more consistent, and it helps me actually get stuff done rather than being lazy about it.
Right. Makes sense. Cool. Well, everybody, thank you for being here, and I'll see you all in the morning. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.
Good night.